Hello, how are you all doing? It's such a pleasure to greet you on this beautiful week from December 22nd to the 28th. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of this great, bright, loving, and successful family, both you and us. Well, it's almost the last one. Yes, the last week of December. Next week is what? The 29th, 30th, 31st? The last 3 days of the year. It's a very good time to do a little soul searching and introspection. To talk with ourselves and ask if we gave ourselves our proper place, if we did what we said we were going to do, or if we didn't. Also, when you get a chance, go ahead and do your visualizations, declarations, and affirmations. You should already have them written down for next week, for December 31st, 2025. I'd also like to take this opportunity to tell you that we're going to have a special on our channel with all the tips that are used for the end of the year and the beginning of the new year. I also want to say on behalf of the entire Movic family and from Mizada Mohamed that we thank you for your support, your love, your presence, your affection, your words, and may it all be returned to you 100-fold. And thank you. This week is very interesting. We already know that it already happened. We're in the winter solstice. Of course, it hasn't passed, but the energy of the winter solstice is here. Also, this week we have the sun, which is in Capricorn, and on December 24th, Venus enters the sign of Capricorn. And from December 24th until January 17th, we will have the sun in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, and Mars in Capricorn. And Venus and Mars, well, they love each other very much, right? Of course, they are in love, Venus and Mars. And they are both in Capricorn along with the sun. So what will that bring us? I'm about to tell you, from December 24th to January 17th. This is a new moon week. The waxing moon won't be until the upcoming 27th at 1:09 in the afternoon. So what's this week like? This week, like every December throughout history, we all have a very different state of mind. We're very happy, very loving, very kind, looking forward to very important days where we get together with friends, with family, on the 24th, the 25th, or we take family vacations, take a few days off. Already preparing for the 31st and for the first of the year to say Happy New Year. But before all that, I think, feel, and see the planets that are favoring all of us. I do know it was a year of many trials for everyone, huh? It was a year of growth, of learning, of maturing. It was a year of realizing how long seeds take to bloom. That's why it's very important to know that some things are fast and some things are slow. But always, even when we cook, when we put food on a low flame for hours, it comes out tastier. I'm sure that many of us learn new things, different things. We face situations, well, a little bit of everything, right? But we take it as growth for our knowledge. As my much heard, much seen phrase says, positive people are those who fell, got up, dusted themselves off, healed their scrapes, smiled at life, and said, "Here I go again." We all have some of that because those are our life experiences. This week, with such a beautiful planetary movement that we have, is reconnecting us with ourselves and with our loved ones. Or it's also closing relationships, both with family and with friends. The decision is up to each of us, but in general, with the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn, it's helping us to become aware of many things, aware of what we put off for later. Not allowing anyone to take advantage of us in any area of our lives. Because many times when we are very generous or very kind people or have a very good heart, well, people can take a little advantage, right? But what I'm referring to is giving ourselves our space, our freedom of action, and living as happily as we can here and now. That not everything can be happiness, I totally agree. That's life. Life has falls, errors, mistakes, highs, lows, tears, smiles, a little of everything. But that's life. And where does life take us? Well, wherever the wind takes us, folks. With desire, with love, with dedication, and with a lot of commitment. I know that next week is, the end of the year and all that. And right now, many of you are preparing for family gatherings or gifts and so on. But for many of you who want to get a haircut, if you can wait until next week when the waxing moon will be in the sign of Taurus, let me tell you which days. The 29th and the 30th, waxing moon in Taurus. When we cut when we cut our hair during a waxing moon in Taurus or in Leo, oh, you have no idea how our hair grows. Look how long my hair is, my curls. Are they a perm? Well, yes, they're permanent. I was born with them. Well, that's how I have them, curly. It's a week to reconnect with yourself. Give yourself permission, and I've been telling you this for several weeks now. The more you love yourself, value yourself, respect yourself, and claim your space, the more others will do the same for you. And the planets help us a lot. And they help us become aware of our here and our now. Because giving ourselves our place, our space, closing ranks, is up to each one of us. With kindness, with gratitude, with nobility. Without pride, without vanity, but knowing who we are. It's very important to recognize ourselves for who we are. Because you and I and everyone are unique, beautiful, valuable, sensational beings. Everyone knows what they've done. Everyone knows what they'll reap. Everyone knows what they've sown. But I, knowing you, without having you here physically, you wouldn't be close to me if we didn't vibrate on the same frequency. To each and every one of you, I give you a big hug. I hug you with all my soul. And when I tell you that I love you all and I want to see you thrive, it comes from my soul to yours. I'll go straight to the astrological recommendations. Aries, there you know. When I tell you, you have everything to gain. That's right, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You're happy, joyful, fulfilled, with much to be thankful for this year. This year has given you so many things. It tested you, it tested your resistance, your tolerance, your patience, your prudence. Because you're a beautiful person. You're a very noble, very good person, and you think everyone vibrates the same way. And you speak the truth, and others would get offended and upset, and you just kept on going. That's what life is about, my love. That in life, they can take everything from us, except our dignity and our childlike heart. And who can take away an Aries' childlike heart if that's how they are? It's a week where you'll receive, a lot of love, a lot of affection, a lot of protection, a lot of comfort. Aside from family gatherings and time with your friends, you're reconnecting with yourself, which is a great and spectacular blessing. Recognizing how valuable and capable you are. You have very good fortune. Yes, Aries, you were born with good fortune. The only thing you have to do is always focus your energies. Focus and channel them. And continue being who you are, a luminous being. Listen, with Venus in Capricorn on exactly December 24th, on that day, through a text message, an email or something, you're going to receive a proposal right on the 24th of December. Yes, for something new for the next year, 2026. For Taurus, absolutely everything is going to evolve. You have been evolving with everything. You've taken every situation, every fall, every error and mistake as an opportunity for growth and knowledge. And now, yes, there are new things, different things, but everything is evolving. You realize the strength, power, energy, and ability you have to do new and different things. These days that we're going to have, we already have the sign in Capricorn, which is an earth sign and makes a perfect match with you since you're also an earth sign. But starting on December 24th, when we'll have the Sun, Mars, and Venus in Capricorn, my love, it's time to win in whatever you want, whatever you desire. You're going to end the year with a lot of abundance and a lot of prosperity. I'm not just talking about material and economic things, but abundance and prosperity and experience. Impatience, yes, something very important. I know you're patient, but this year taught you to be patient, prudent, and to let everything fall into the right place at the exact right time. This week, you'll also have a very important opportunity on December 26th, specifically, to be at a meeting, party, or event where you'll receive valuable information that will benefit your short-term future in your work and professional life. And of course, there are several trips coming. There are several trips on the horizon where you can find the love of your life, my dear Taurus. That love you've always wished to have. For Gemini, you are, what can I say? Party, party, long live the party, my dear Geminis, who are, well, definitely the life of the party, like good air signs. Just like Libras and Aquarians, wherever they go, they bring all the spark. This is a week where your schedule is very full. You have a lot of responsibilities. Take things calmly, breathe in, breathe out, go with the flow. This is my responsibility, that's for others. The entry of Venus into Capricorn will give you a punch, a very important boost to everything you started approximately, or thought about at the end of August. Or yes, at the end of August, when there was a very interesting movement for Gemini, and it started to move forward, but a very strong boom is coming, with the entry of Venus into Capricorn, not to mention with Mars and Venus and the Sun. This means that you're going to start making many of your dreams come true. The suggestion I always give you, beautiful souls like you, is don't talk about it, my love. You love to tell everyone. That's very nice, but you should always talk about things after you've finished what you're doing. Because sometimes the energies around us can be called a little bit of envy, my love. And if your shine bothers them, they should put on sunglasses, I know. This week, you should be on the move so you can enjoy a few days with your family, with friends, some days off. But do make more space for yourself. You have to create, keep creating, keep imagining. Venus will invite you to keep creating and imagining. And since it's in Capricorn, it will multiply those plans you have, bringing great results for your finances. For Cancer, you're going to receive important papers, and you'll tell me we're in the last week. Well, yes, that's how it goes. The papers don't have to be physical. They can also be electronic. Nowadays, you sign things electronically. You'll get contracts and agreements electronically. That's how it's going to happen. Because what is rightfully yours is yours, Cancer, and you really have to believe it. Because when you believe in yourself, you attract that same energy. The same way you love others is the same way you should love yourself and receive that same kind of love. On the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, you're going to be, well, mostly on the 22nd and 23rd, you might be on a call. These days, calls are video calls and so on. It turns out that in that video call or meeting or email, whatever it is, you will see each other, well, you'll see each other's faces. You're going to have such an important meeting that will be very beneficial for you. And your very short-term future, I'm talking about the first week of January, the second week of January at the latest. Regarding some negotiation, agreement, or something that will multiply everything you started in March or April of this year, 2025. It will bring great results for your well-being and for the well-being of your loved ones and the people involved. And there are several people involved. In this deal, agreement, contract, or whatever you want to call it. It also indicates, well, trips, many trips, of course, with your friends, with your family, and many changes in your organization of your home. For Leos, your intuition, perception, and premonitory dreams are going to be very sharp this week. You're going to be very relaxed, very calm, very happy. You'll feel very fulfilled because you have a lot of freedom to act, and also that kind of freedom that comes with inner peace, right, my dear Leo? Because as we always say, and I always say, that our peace is non-negotiable. Long live peace. And that's what you've been working on for the last few months. Usually, you like to live in peace, calm, relaxed, serene. My dear Leo, but this week is going to be very lovely for you because there will be some news from one of your family members that will fill your heart with so much joy. Also, in the coming days, you'll receive some miraculous money. money you were owed or were expecting, that will give you a great sense of relief. Because financial income always gives us a great sense of relief when we need it most, right, my dear Leo? It's reassuring to know that in those critical moments when we face unexpected expenses or financial pressures, having a steady income can truly ease our minds. This sense of security helps us feel more confident and less anxious about the future. Don't you agree, Leo? Take advantage of opportunities as soon as they appear. Starting on December 24th, you have very interesting opportunities coming your way in work and professional matters. Don't get anxious or desperate thinking it's the 24th, 25th, 31st, or January 1st. No, because this aspect, this transit, is a bit long. I'll repeat, from the 24th to January 17th. Since Mars, the Sun, and Venus are in Capricorn, everything will be working in your favor. Just take things with a lot of calm, with a lot of serenity, so that everything flows in your favor. Well, changes are coming. Changes are coming. Big changes. Look, changes are coming in your way of thinking, feeling, and acting. Opportunities are presenting themselves for you to make small, medium, and large purchases. The opportunity is very strong. You might change houses, do a remodel, or you might have buying or selling some kind of house, land, or property on your mind. You have the strength, the power, the ability, the dedication, and the commitment. You need to distance yourself from people who, when you want to dream, you're dreaming and want to do something new or different, they immediately stop you or put on the brakes. Since you have the ability, the good fortune, and you're so orderly, methodical, and proper, you know how to balance your income and expenses. You can maintain healthy finances to make some kind of investment. Since right now we're going to have, I repeat, from the 24th to January 17th. Look, the 24th to January 17th. Look at how many days that is. You are an Earth sign, you're a Virgo. From the 24th to January 17th, we have none other than the Sun, Mars, and Venus. Of course you're going to make that purchase you've always wanted. Yes, you can make those tremendous deals. Right now, we're finishing the year, I totally agree. Maybe you have the means to make those purchases. If you have the means to make them, and if it's not right now, it will be at the beginning of next year, without going past January 17th, when the energies might shift a bit more. I'm talking about planetary energies. You have all the strength and ability to make things happen, but sometimes you hold yourself back and don't want to leave your comfort zones. Not because you don't want to, but because you listen to the people around you who tell you it's not the right time, that it can't be done, and blah, 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 you know? The things people say, what can I say? The voice in your head is one thing, but the voices that are around us? How is it possible that such a tiny little piece of flesh, right, can hold us back and limit us so much? I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you all this, because as I'm seeing how the planets are aligned for you, it's like I'm whispering in your ear, my love, things are lining up in your favor. In your work, your career, and your finances, you have great ability, you have great intelligence. Don't listen to the negative things about yourself. You know you have the strength and ability to do new and different things. For Libra, good fortune? Yes. Yes, of course. Totally. That's right. Good fortune, abundance, triumph, success, and a lot of physical, mental, and spiritual prosperity. You're in a cycle, in a very valuable, very interesting aspect that will help you tremendously with everything new and different. These planets, none other than Mars and Venus, which will be in Capricorn from the 24th to January 17th, along with the Sun in Capricorn. You are in the same cardinal cross as Capricorn, and it's filling you with energy, with desire, with spirit, with new and different things. Many changes are coming within your home. You want to do a little bit of everything. Oh, of course, Venus in Capricorn. You want to move something, put something over here, clean over there, decorate over here, or maybe, as I've been telling you for several weeks, it could be a change of house and so on. Many things that have to do with your home. Also very good news at home. There's joy, there's happiness, there are family gatherings. Right now you're in a period where it's very worthwhile to put into action everything you've had in mind. If you can't put it into action right now, because, well, it's vacation days for many, or many aren't working, But do remember that we're going to have from December 24th to January 17th, both Mars and Venus in Capricorn. They're going to help you a lot with those plans that were stalled or weren't happening or weren't moving forward as you wanted. Also remembering that we have none other than Saturn in Pisces, and that is helping you to reconnect with yourself and to focus on what you know you are, on how capable you are, and on the plans you have, so that you don't get sidetracked from your plans. For Scorpios, travels continue for Scorpios, and a lot of it has to do with everything in your home. What I mean is, you have a lot. There are many things related to changes, organization, and so on in your home, and that's besides the fact that we're in the Christmas holiday season. That's a completely separate thing from family parties, friends, and all that. I'm referring to the fact that at home there are many changes in your way of thinking, feeling, and acting, both with yourself and with your family members, where everyone will do their part so that everyone can flow in harmony and do new and different things. It also seems that you want to, and it's very clear, because your house is strongly highlighted, that there's a remodel or a move or something related to the home. Through your social contacts, your friends, and you have many friends, you're going to connect with someone very valuable in terms of their connections. Your connections plus their connections, together you will work wonders, benefiting the people involved in these plans and projects. At the same time, there's a romantic reunion or the formalization of a relationship and family reunions. That is going to bring you a lot of joy, my dear Scorpio, a lot of peace and tranquility. You'll see some family members that you haven't seen or spent time with in, I'm not even going to say months, but years. For Sagittarius, as always, you are triumphing, advancing, achieving, doing new and different things. This is a week of celebration, of joy, of happiness, of bliss, and above all, of reconnecting with yourself. Like taking a breather, right, Sagittarius? A breather to be with yourself, with your family, to give yourself permission, to give yourself opportunities to live, feel, enjoy, and vibrate, which I know very well you did. And you did it throughout the year, but with a very full, very saturated schedule. This week, it will help you a lot to read, meditate, listen to music, and connect with yourself. Because you have some very good ideas. All those ideas that were left on the back burner, those ideas that were filed away on your desk, in your planner, you are going to move forward with them. Don't get desperate. Don't let restlessness get the better of you. You just keep focusing on who you are, what you want, where you're going, and especially who you want to go with. The people you have to remove from your life, and you surely removed many over the course of the year. Well, that has made space for the new and gave you freedom of action. This week, with the entry on December 24th, we have the entry of Venus into the sign of Capricorn. And having the Sun in Capricorn, Venus, and Mars from December 24th to January 17th will help you tremendously. Because when you get back to your activities, returning to your activities there in January, you're going to have very, very favorable responses that will tremendously benefit your economic life, your material life, your patrimonial life. Because besides, it's not just for you. You know how to share, and that's what you're going to do. That's why when you share, the universe gives it back to you multiplied, Sagittarius. Capricorn, what can I tell you? Happy birthday. We have some very good aspects for you. This December 24th, with the entry of Venus into Capricorn, and until January 17th, we're going to have the Sun in Capricorn, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn. Do whatever you want. Buy, sell, negotiate, travel. Fall in love, fall out of love, start, finish, open doors. Everything is marked in your favor. Favor? In your favor. In your favor. Everything is marked in your favor. You are in a perfect time, in the perfect place, with the perfect people. You made many changes over the course of the year. Changes in every sense of the word, huh? Not only in your way of thinking, feeling, and acting, but radical changes in people, you said. They don't add to my life, they only subtract. You gave yourself the freedom of action to continue being who you want to be. You gave yourself the opportunity to do new and different things. And this week, even though they are vacation weeks and even though they are Christmas holiday weeks, you're going to have very good news that will give you great relief, a lot of inner peace, a lot of tranquility, because one of your projects is going to come to fruition. Do not doubt it under any circumstances, and much less allow anyone to make you doubt your intelligence, your dedication, your commitment, and your abilities, my dear Capricorn. For Aquarius, embark on the adventure, the most beautiful one in life. Roofing. Don't take things so seriously anymore, so personally. It's a vacation week for many. A week of Christmas holidays, of reunions with friends, with family. If there's an opportunity to travel, go for it. If not, don't fret. I'm telling you know why I'm telling you all this? Because you have everything to win, my dear Aquarius. It has been a year of ups and downs, but in the downs, you learned who's a yes and who's a no. Don't you think? In the downs, you realized who you should have in your life and who you shouldn't. Because it's very easy for them to be with you in the highs. Of course, everyone. Oh, how nice. Oh, how nice. But when we're in the lows, that's when we see who is truly family and who are truly friends. Well, this week, even though it's the Christmas season, or a vacation week, through any means, email, a call, a video call, a text message, you'll get some news that will be like a huge Christmas present. It's something you deserve, something that's rightfully yours, and it's related to your work, professional, and economic life. December 26th and 27th are very family-oriented days. You're going to feel very cherished, very pampered, very cared for, but especially very recognized. They're going to applaud you and acknowledge everything that you are. You'll also have a meeting with friends where a proposal will be made that's very worthwhile. Listen to it. Maybe you won't act on it in the next few days or weeks, but that proposal is truly worth it because you have the knowledge, the ability, the experience, everything you need, and other people can advise you on how to make the most of everything I just mentioned. So there's a financial benefit for everyone involved. Listen to all the proposals. And for Pisces, absolutely everything you want to start will bring you tremendous results. Starting your relationships, romantic, professional, work-related, or friendships. Many guardian angels will appear to you over the course of these days. Many guides, many angels, many masters, giving you signs, words, and important messages for the decisions you'll be making soon. You had a year of many wonderful things, my dear Pisces, and you had these last few months, September, October, November, of many tests, which are, well, growth for your knowledge. You've overcome all of them, definitely, just as you know how. Right now, you're in a process of change, of renewal, of transformation, and there might be moments of denial, of not wanting to make changes, as happens to all of us, Pisces. But let me tell you, with Venus entering Capricorn on December 24th and staying until January 17th, and we're going to have nothing less than the Sun in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn and Venus in Capricorn, all of this I've just mentioned will be happening from December 24th to January 17th. Since Capricorn is a strong, triumphant, capable, and forward-moving sign, it's going to push you, telling you, make things happen. You have the artistry, the beauty, the intelligence, the ability, kindness, generosity, and a lot of empathy. For that reason, many people are going to say yes to a project, a plan, something you wanted to do or start, and you will see how it brings you results. It doesn't matter if it's the Christmas season or a vacation time. No, nothing's happening right now. Yes, it is, my love. There are gifts from heaven that arrive when you least expect them, and there are gifts that heaven sends to its favorites, and you are one of its favorites. You're in a week of abundance, triumph, success, of prosperity, And with the waxing moon on the upcoming 27th, you're going to receive very good news from one of your loved ones that will fill your heart with so much joy. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all this time, for this space, for so many years, for your presence, for so much love. I thank each and every one of you because, you are very important in my life. I love you very much, and I love you with all my soul, and I wish for you to have some very beautiful days. May you have nothing but joy, nothing but happiness. That we come together in love, peace, and harmony. May the most important thing these days be family unity, unity with friends. No, not the gifts. It's not about the gifts. It's remembering that family unity is the light we all need. That balm that soothes the soul for everyone. And I wish for that to happen in your home. And in the name of the Movic family, and in my own, Mizada Mohamed. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for joining us. Subscribe to our channel and visit my page, Mizada-Mohamed.com.